Welcome back to another episode with Wellness with Mo. Hi, my name is Mo, and this week we have an inspirational and an awesome coach, author, motivational speaker, Jamshed Durrani, better known as the Catalyst Coach. Hi, Jamshed, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Mohammed. Thank you so much for having me on your show today.
You're most welcome. I always like to start with a small introduction or backstory of yourself, of how you became such a inspirational coach and your journey to become a peak performer. So tell me more about your journey, how it started, and how you see it ending or progressing.
Well, just to give you a little background of myself, my personality is a very straightforward, very blunt person.
Okay.
I just say things the way it is, no sugarcoating, nothing just to please the other person. What you see is what you get.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, a lot of people don't take that too kindly. And they don't like hearing the truth.
Yes. They prefer sugarcoating everything, and I'm like you, Jamshed. I like people who are brutally honest with me. Maybe sometimes it's not. I mean, the honesty is too brutal, but really it does put a perspective in how I think and where I want to go. It's better for me to have such a feedback than something sugar-coated, and I wouldn't understand what to do next.
Absolutely. And come to think of it, like for me personally, if somebody is telling me, sugarcoating something and telling me, and that person happens to be a friend of mine, then I don't think he truly is a friend.
Yes, exactly.
Because a true friend would actually tell you what you don't want to hear.
Yes, he would straight up tell you in your face, like we say, the truth. If he sees you did something that is not correct, or you shouldn't have acted that way, he would point out. Or same thing on the opposite. If you see something you didn't like about your friend, you will point out, and he should on both sides be, accepting the criticism or the reply.
Absolutely. Anyway, coming back to your original question. So yes, because of this personality of mine, I would always have issues with my bosses, because they would not like me being like brutal to their face.
Yes.
Bosses. And on top of that, another blessing I can say is that I was born with a lot of confidence. I'm a person who has confidence, and I'm confident in whatever I do.
Yes, that's good. That's important, actually.
Absolutely. So based on this, I'm also a perfectionist. So when it came to my career, my job role, I would be absolutely immaculate. So my bosses really couldn't, come after me if they wanted to, because I would leave them no excuse.
No excuse and no room for them to wiggle themselves so that
Absolutely.
They can find something you did at fault or anything. What's interesting? Interesting is before. Sorry for cutting you, but you said you have the talent, or you are a confident person by nature. So if I come to you as a normal individual and ask you that I'm not a confident person, what would your advice be for me?
Well, my advice would be, it's actually very easy to boost your confidence, because end of the day, everything is up here.
Okay.
It's how you program your mind that matters.
Yes, I agree.
So for a person like me, I never had to program anything because it was already programmed. But for somebody who lacks the confidence, it's all up here. and we have us as coach, especially you, Mohammed, being a mindfulness coach. I think you know it better how you program the mind to become more confident.
Yes, of
But
course.
the advice would be, of course, if they're truly looking to increase their confidence, would be if they can, get in touch with a coach near them, and they will be more than happy to help out. If they're in a position where they're unable to afford a coach, I would suggest read books on self-help. Of course, they're not as, being an author myself, I know they're not as impactful as actually speaking to somebody face to face.
Yes.
But it does help.
Okay.
So that would be my advice.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So you were saying you were born confident, or you had the ability to be confident, and that was
no. Like I said, I had a blessing that I was born confident.
Okay. And this of course made your managers very weary of you, and it was difficult for them to find anything faulty in your work.
Absolutely, because on top of that, of course, back then I did not know the term that was used, but now that I think of it and now that I've studied it, I realize what it is. It's even back then I was a peak performer myself.
Okay, all right.
I just didn't know that the term of what I was doing was called peak performance.
Okay, yes. It's the same thing with me.
So
I never knew the term of mindfulness until someone told me, "Oh wow, you are a very mindful person." Really, I never knew that.
Absolutely. Yes. We see every day we learn something new. Every day is a learning day.
Yeah, of course.
So coming back to the original question, right? Because of these blessings that I had, I was also called a hopper, because I kept hopping between jobs, because I would never be happy in any job.
Yeah.
And then finally, one day I thought, I've had enough of this 9-to-5 grinds and having bosses over me, and I just want to go freelance. And so I became a corporate trainer. I started training for first aid. I started training for management and leadership. I started training for physical intervention, for conflict management.
Okay.
And then one day I was just, surfing the internet, and I came on YouTube, and I came across, it was a program on Mr. Tony Robbins.
Yeah, amazing individual and human being.
Absolutely. And when I started watching, I got so intrigued by what he was saying that, I started looking for all his programs available on YouTube. And then I ordered some of his books. I read his books, watched almost all his videos that are available out there. And then I was like, you know what? I want to get into this. I think this is me. This is what I feel like. That's my comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's my elements.
Okay.
And then I wasn't sure that, okay, if I do become a life coach, what do I teach? And then I happened to come across a program that was being done by Mr. Dean Graziosi.
Okay.
And he, in a very beautiful way, explained how you can narrow down your bullseye into a dot and figure out what is it that you can teach. And then I realized, well, for me, peak performance is what matters, because that's something that I was born with.
Yes.
And I've got and trust me, I've worked with quite a few companies while I was hopping. So I've got a lot of experience as well, whether it comes to an entry level thing or whether it comes to senior management. I've been through it all.
Okay.
So that's when I realized, okay, this is going to be my niche, and that's what my book is about as well, how to attain peak performance.
That's amazing. So what I really would like to know is, number one, could you explain more, what's a peak performance individual? what does he do, or how would I know if I'm a peak performance individual, and how does mindfulness play its role in peak performance?
Okay, first of all, I'll explain what a peak performer is. A peak performer is somebody who does a lot more in a less time. So your productivity increases.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times we do things like we start multitasking just to finish things in time, and in the process we end up doing just about finishing, just about completing the task, and it may not be a task of quality. And sometimes we may even end up screwing ourselves further because of trying to multitask.
Exactly.
So peak performance basically trains your mind how to focus on one particular thing and finish it quick.
Okay.
So you have time to finish the rest.
Okay.
Next question, like, how would you know if you are a peak performer? You'll know that you won't be stressed while you're doing your job. For you, everything will come naturally. It'll be a flow. You'll be in a flow state.
Yeah.
And the main indicator to know that you are in your flow state is when you're so engrossed in what you're doing that you don't even realize what time it is.
Yes, exactly. This is how
your time will just fly by.
This is how I would feel when I'm totally in my element, talking to you and other awesome individuals and coaches around the world and here in Egypt, and look at the time and say, "Oh my God, it's past 5." I mean,
exactly.
I have to go and eat. I'm gonna continue. So actually, my stomach is the one that talks to me and says, "Hey, I'm a bit hungry, but don't you want to go and eat?" So that's amazing. But I want to have your take or your understanding, because a lot of people have this argument that we can all multitask. And if you've read, the book called Limitless of Jimmy Kiwick, I think, if I pronounced the author right, he said that there's no such thing as multitasking, because the brain cannot concentrate on two things at the same time. It's scientifically impossible to do that. You have to concentrate on one thing, do it good, and then do the other. But in what they're doing, or what they're saying, because I can type at the same time, I can do my mobile, and at the same time I can watch it. So this is not multitasking. This is what I understand. You can also elaborate if I'm off the topic or something.
See, my take on this is simple. There are certain things that you can multitask, and there are certain things you can't. For example, I can have a cup of coffee and enjoy my croissant at the same time.
Okay.
But having said that, I cannot prepare a presentation and write a book at the same time.
Okay.
So my take is, yes, certain things you can multitask, and certain things you can't at all, even if you try.
But
so I'm on a 50.
Even the coffee and the croissant, you're not really actually you're eating some here and you're drinking. I mean, you're not going to do it at the same time, are you? Be difficult. I don't know.
No, not really, but it goes hand in hand, so it's considered as one thing.
Okay.
Like, okay, let me give another example. You can drive your car and talk on the phone at the same time.
That's if you have a car phone system. Hands-free. But if
you're on hands-free.
Yeah, if you're talking...
Not handheld, of course, and I wouldn't even advise anybody to be holding their phone and driving at the same time. But if you're on hands-free, yes, you're driving, even that is not considered safe, to be honest, nowadays, because your attention goes away. And that's exactly the point. So anything that takes your attention away from another task is not good.
Okay, all right. So be a peak performer, you have to be mindful, right? I mean, because I'm a mindful.
Absolutely.
So I'm really interested to know how can a peak performer like yourself, how does mindfulness play a role in your life?
Again, mindfulness and peak performance, they go hand in hand. You cannot become a peak performer if you are not mindful of yourself, if you're not self-aware. So there's certain things to achieve peak performance you have to go through first. Being confident is one of them. If you're not confident, you can never be a peak performer. Likewise, if you want to be a peak performer, you have to be mindful as well. So yes, mindfulness and peak performance, they go hand in hand. You cannot just do either one. It has to be both.
Okay, all right. Okay. So that's really interesting. So from what you're saying, that I might be a peak performer person also, because I'm supposedly mindful.
Again, everyone is a peak performance performer. Everyone is a peak performer. They just don't know it yet.
Okay. So again, I just wanted to repeat this part of the mindfulness. How did it help you, or pivoting it to you in your career? How did it help you become such an awesome coach? I mean, definitely you didn't know it at the time that it was called mindfulness. I don't know if you knew it. Maybe being present, being aware. These are the words that would be around. But how did you know that your being mindfulness helped you become in that area? Is there certain things that happened on the way in your journey?
Well, see, first of all, Mo, let's talk about what is mindfulness. Mindfulness is being, self-aware of your present, self-aware of your future. Now, if I may use the example, here we are sitting, having this podcast, but can you feel what your right leg is feeling right now?
No, not really.
But now that I have mentioned it, I'm sure you're feeling it.
Yes, exactly.
So you see, every day we get like billions of information fed into our subconscious mind, right? And then they filter, and what they feel is not necessary for us to know, they pass that on to us, and then we think about that, right?
Exactly.
Now, for me, the kind of person I am, I was, again, blessed with this gift that I already knew how to control the messages in my subconscious mind. Of course, discovering more has helped me to master the art. But back then also, I was getting the information, the control over some things, which helped me in becoming a peak performer.
Okay.
Now, this is not something that only some people are blessed with, or no, everyone has the same abilities. It's how you utilize it.
Okay.
And that's exactly why you and I are doing what you and I are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
We are helping people achieve that control over their subconscious mind.
Yes.
I mean, I can go into more intricate details into this, especially if you're aware of the person Bob Proctor, because he has explained this beautifully, how the subconscious mind gets messages.
I heard the name. I think I read his book, The Unconscious. I don't know if he's the one who wrote the book on the unconscious or the subconscious. I can't really remember the author, but I read a book called The Subconscious, where if you're sick, for example, if you have like cancer, if you build your subconscious that you're gonna get well, and you're gonna get well, and you keep on saying that, eventually you do get well. I mean, with no drugs or anything. This is what he says. I really don't know. Maybe it happened once in one case, but I believe if you keep on saying the same thing to your subconscious, for example, you know, I will fail, I will fail, I will fail, and keep on saying and repeating that word, and so it becomes part of your thinking that everything you do, you see, I failed. So you know, you want justification, and that what you said to your subconscious is true. It's coming out true. So yes, I believe the subconscious plays a lot of part in your line of work with my line of work, because if people believe they're confident and believe they can live mindfully, I think they can become amazing individuals and amazing human beings. But if they believe they cannot achieve it, and they have a fixed mindset, then they will not ever get to wherever they want. And I believe this is what differs us from those who have fixed mindset thinking.
Absolutely, but see, as us life coaches, we would refer to that as the belief system. That you can't do something, no matter how much you try, you'll never be able to do it, because deep inside, your belief is that you can't do it.
Yes.
So if you change your belief system and you start believing that, no, this is easy, I can easily do this.
Yes.
You don't even have to try hard, and you'll be able to do it.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you know that you have to always surround yourself with those people who support you, and of course you would know that because of your line of work and my line of work. I always support myself with a certain amount of people. They're not a lot, but they are the people who believe what I believe. They're the people who understand what I'm doing, who give me, you know, a push in the future. Yes, do it, encouragement. They don't necessarily need to, find me a job, get me something to be paid or whatever. I just need someone to say, yes, keep on doing, you're doing great, you're going after your dreams. So I think it's really important to have that kind of people with you, because most people in Egypt and people that are close to me, I don't know if that's true or not, they're very negative. I know human beings are negative creatures. They have negative thoughts by nature, but they're all negative. They don't want to change the status quo. They like what they have, even if they're complaining. But it's better to complain for something they understand than to risk something they don't understand and have the fear of failing.
See, you're absolutely right, Mo. There are two kinds of mindsets: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset.
Yes.
Fixed mindset, as you explained, they're like happy in their comfort zone. They don't want to, come out of that zone. They're just taking each day as it comes, and that's it. They're happy where they are. And then you have the growth mindset, who's the complete opposite. They may be happy in their comfort zone, but they want to step out of that zone. They want to achieve more. They want to do more. I think you and I both have that growth mindset, which is why we're here trying to help others grow.
Exactly. Yes, of course.
Right? Now, between the two, I will always advise, even the viewers, I'll advise that if you are surrounded with people who have a fixed mindset or who are full of just negative thoughts, I would say, you know what? Get up, walk out of that room, and go and surround yourself with people who have a growth mindset.
Yes.
But the problem is, there are a lot of people who have the fixed mindset and they're happy where they are and they don't want to move out.
Yes. And they don't want to move out. And I think they're always looking at others' success and telling themselves, oh, I wish I was like that person. I wish I had that amount of money. I wish I had that car. I wish I had that house. I wish I had that kind of life. And they don't know that, for example, soccer players or football, you're in England, so I was talking to someone from the States yesterday, so she was studying soccer. I told her we'll never agree on the terminology. So football, you know that most footballers, they struggle to become the best. And when they do, they get all the money they deserve. So those negative people will always look at the end product. They want to have the money. They don't want to go through the journey. It's too difficult, and you cannot achieve your dream without going through difficult times. And this is what I keep on saying to people who come and ask me, how can you be always positive when there's always negative around you? Tell them
Absolutely.
I'm always positive, even if there's negativity.
See, again, if I use an example, right? For example, if I ask you a question, Mo, do you want to be rich? Can you answer that question for me?
I will answer, no, I don't want to be rich, to be honest.
Okay, fair. Now, I get a lot of people who come to me and say, oh, I want to be rich. And I ask them, okay, you want to be rich, so what's stopping you? Why aren't you rich?
Exactly.
And they just look at me baffled. They don't understand my question at that point, right? And I say, look, you want to be rich? Great. What are you doing about it?
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? I say, look, if I ask you, Mo, would you ever kill a person? What will you say?
I would say no.
No. At the same time, if I come and I cover your mouth and your nose and I don't let you breathe, and there's a knife next to you, what is the first thing you will do?
I'll hold the knife and try and defend myself.
There you go. So you will kill me.
Yes.
Now, why are you doing that? You're doing that because your priority at that point is to save your life.
Exactly.
So if you want to be rich, what are you doing about it?
If they're saying nothing, then
that means that you don't really.
Yeah,
exactly. That means exactly.
Exactly.
That means that no, you don't want to be rich, or you fair enough. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You want to be rich, but you don't know how to. But then that's a silly excuse, because if you really want to do something, you will do it.
Exactly. This is what I always tell people: if you want to do something, if you want to get out of where you want, you can do it. They look at me and they think I'm an alien from outer space. I'm no alien. I'm a normal human being with hopes, dreams. I have my ups, my downs. I have my good days, my bad days. But I try to surround myself with good people. I try to surround myself with people who I can collaborate, who have interesting things to add to my knowledge and to their knowledge. And at the same time, I go after my dream. I run after it. I run after it with all my might. It's not like if I'm a full-time career person that I'm fighting for my job or fighting for my dream. I'm just fighting to live the next month to get my paycheck. But that's all the fighting I get. But both of us, we fight to be present, to be here, to be available. And it's never an easy job, but we do it because we believe in it more than just sitting around saying, yeah, I want to be like Jamshed. Wow, peak performance. That's a nice word to say. I'll put it on a business card, or a mindfulness coach. I'll put it on the business card. But do you practice these things? This is the whole thing. Are you getting to that point or not? So this is the problem with people who have fixed mindset. They wish they want to do something, but they don't want to do
it. See, thing is, a lot of people want to become a life coach for the wrong reasons as well. And if you look at the statistics, out of every 100 coaches that come up, only 20 are successful. So almost 80% fail. within the first 3 years.
So that's the 80-20
The reason
rule.
being their motive. Exactly. Now, it's all because of the motive.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people actually come into this trade, into this industry for, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is almost a $2.5 billion industry. But a lot of people come into it for the money, and in the process, they end up messing everything for the actual genuine 20% who are actually here, not for the money, but for the intentions of making a difference in this world. Exactly. To be able to help people to make a difference in their life.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, a lot of people, I come across a lot of clients who actually don't even know how to set a goal.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, if you ask them, oh, what is your goal? Oh, my goal is to be, the most common answer I'll give you, my goal is to be a millionaire and to have a big house and to have a Ferrari. Okay, that's well and good, but no, I'm sorry, that's not a goal.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a goal at all. Yeah. I always tell them,
because your goal needs to be something.
It needs to be smart, measurable.
Your goal needs to be something more realistic and measurable.
Yes.
You know, just by saying that, oh, you want this and this and that, that's a dream. That can be a dream. That can be wishful thinking.
Exactly.
But I'm sorry, that is not. And then, you know, a lot of people also are afraid. They think, oh, he's a coach. Oh, he's going to be super expensive.
Yeah.
No, that's also a myth. That is also a myth. I mean, every time I take on a client, I give them 30 minutes of free consultation.
Yes.
And in that free consultation, I see what do they need, and if I'm able to provide them what they need. And on top of that, I also see how we create a rapport. And if I feel that, no, I'm not comfortable dealing with this person, no matter who that person may be, I just say, sorry, I would suggest you find another coach.
Yes, that's true. I do the same thing. Actually, I had this person who I approached today or yesterday on LinkedIn, and she was saying that that she left her job or she was laid off and so on. So I approached her and I told her, okay, have you ever thought of contacting a coach, a life coach or a mindfulness coach? And I know that at the back of her mind that if I'm offering her the service, she won't be able to pay. So I told her to set her heart at ease. I told her, don't worry, the first session is for free. Just come and we'll see what we can do. So I can help you, because I don't want to take someone on and mislead her, and take her money, and then I didn't do anything except being someone.
See, absolutely, but that's the difference. I mean, we are here because we want to genuinely make a difference in the world.
Yeah.
But there are people who'll be like, oh, this is how much I'll charge. Oh, sorry, I can't pay you. Okay, I'll give you a payment plan. Sorry, I still can't pay you. Okay, how much can you pay? They become persistent like that, because, you know, I've actually called up a few coaches myself, just to see how they respond to clients, just to learn the trade a little more firsthand. And I've actually experienced this myself.
Okay. Yeah.
So end of the day, it's not everybody is here for the money.
Yeah. I've explained this also this year, because I started to take coaching sessions for branding, for personal branding, to brand my the name of my brand, and to brand myself as a mindfulness coach on Instagram and TikTok and all those social media outlets. And the interesting thing is, the coach that I was working with, she's a wonderful person. She's amazing, but she was not really persistent on the money. She just asked me, when can you send me the money? Tomorrow, after tomorrow, even after I finished the session, after 2 2 days, 3 days, and she was not, she was not that expensive, and until now, I work with her. I ask her on a friendly basis because we became such good friends that now I just ask her, and she gives me her honest opinion, free of charge. But what I'm saying is, yes, people have this misconception that we are expensive, and we are expensive because we are very few, and that is not true. I mean, so tell me, what would your advice be for people who want to be coaches? Do people have to have a certain, character, skills, or anyone can be a coach? Because I when I started, a lot of people came to me and told me, you should work as a coach. You're a good listener. You listen well. So why don't you be a coach? So this is my part. I listened to them. I went on their way, even though I never wanted to be a coach. But I said, yeah, that's the typical growth of myself. I have to be there. So what would you say to people who want to be coaches? Is there certain characteristics they have? Should they leave their current job or keep their job?
Well, that is totally up to the individual, but it all depends on the person's background. If the person has enough savings to sustain themselves for the first 2-3 years on it, because it can take up to 2-3 years for a coach to establish themselves completely. You may have clients this month. There's no guarantee that you'll have clients the month after. So as long as you have enough backup for yourself, you can go full-time into it and leave your job. But I will always suggest, no, stick to your current job. Do start your coaching as a side hustle. Feel the waters. And if you feel that this is what you really want to do and you want to continue doing that, then slowly transition yourself out of your employment and go full-time into your freelancing.
Yes.
Also, somebody who wants to become a coach, end of the day, remember, coaching industry does not have any regulatory board. So anybody can wake up tomorrow and claim themselves to be a coach. I would always suggest, if you want to become a coach, there are certain industries certain companies, who actually certify. Even I certify my coaches. It's always good to go with somebody who's already been there, who already has a name out there and is known, because then you have a certain credential to come back. I mean, there are a lot of people who graduate, get a certification from X, Y, and Z. They'll come to me and they'll tell me, can I work with you for a few days? And I ask them, okay, where did you get your credentials from? When they tell me where they got their certification from, and if it's somebody that I've never heard of, I tell them straight up, sorry, I'm not working with you. Reason being, you're going to go on and say that you work with Catalytic Coach or you work with Jamshed. If you screw up, it'll be my reputation at stake.
Yes, exactly.
So that's why it's important to know where you're coming from and who you're getting your certifications from.
Yeah, and an interesting question, because there's always a discussion in Egypt. I don't know in England is this the same thing or not. Why do you think big companies don't employ coaching services to their employees? I mean, why is coaching not involved in big companies? I mean, you don't have to be a company or an individual, a coach employed in their company, but you can be, like a
hire freelance coach,
hire freelancer. But why I cannot find companies here in Egypt that encourage people to be coached. I don't know why.
See, it's all again being educated about the industry. Like, you wanted to know what it's like in the UK. UK, almost every major company hires the coaching service.
Okay.
Even if they have branches abroad internationally, even they send coaches over to coach the employees and staff over there as well. again, it's end of the day, it's all about being educated about the industry. Maybe coaching is not very popular and not well known in Egypt. I don't know. You'll know better.
No, it is. It is popular and it is well known. Unfortunately, like you said, the 80% who give it a bad name here in Egypt. The 80%. Unfortunately, also we have the International Coaching Federation in Egypt. So again, Egyptian companies here like to talk with people who have credentials. So the ICF has a strong influence in Egypt, even though I don't believe it should be the only one. I mean, I'm a certified mindfulness coach from a company called Happitude. It's a big Indian company. It has global reach. We are like over 200 coaches globally, but we all deal in certain niche, which is mindfulness and happiness. We don't have like relationship coaches. We don't have parenting coaches. We don't have career coaches. We don't have, I don't know, psychology coaches or whatever, because there are different branches here in Egypt, so many of them. I really don't understand each one. I mean, for me, the main branches in Egypt would be, life coach, career coach, relationship coach, because they're all related as part of one aspect. Career,
so then,
part of. Yeah, go ahead.
From what you have just said, it seems like there's no niche that targets these multinationals or businesses in Egypt. Like, businesses would need executive coaches or a business coach or a peak performance coach. Apart from this, a life coach itself is mostly for individuals.
Yeah.
Relationship coach says it all, who they're for. Happiness coach, again, the name says it all. It's not related to the corporate sector.
No, but we have in Happitude, we have happiness for workplace, happiness coach for workplace. So he's certified or she's certified as a happiness coach, but she or he applies certain criteria for the workplace. So that's the difference. Relationship coach coach is important in a corporate, because the problem is that things are you can finish certain things in a company if you have good relationships. If you have bad relationships, nothing will ever be done. Even if you do it by the book, like I sent the email, I waited for the service level agreement, and so on and so forth. So this is what I meant. I don't mean relationship coach as in husband and wife or brother and sister or father and son or whatever. Yes, these are part of it, but they should also have this part in the relationship coaching, which is employee.
No, of course. There's team relationship. There's exactly. Management and stuff. Yeah. I absolutely understand that. But at the end of the day, from what I can understand, it all comes down to the marketing, that how people market themselves.
Yes. And I think there is also some kind of a fear from the top management. If you coach your employees, so they will learn something new, so they might leave your company and go to a different company. And I think that philosophy is really wrong, because when you help someone, open someone a way or a new opportunity presents itself to someone, this is something good, because you're building character for him, you're building his dream, you're helping him achieve whatever he wants. Even if he doesn't stay, he will always have this loyalty part, that he is loyal to that. Even if he's an ex-employee, I'm loyal to that company because it helped me achieve my dream or start my dream. So this is that's the issue here in Egypt. I don't know if it's in the UK or not.
In the UK, not at all. Like I said, almost every company either has an in-house coach or hires the services of a freelance coach.
Okay.
It's very popular here.
I hope it becomes popular in Egypt, and I hope you when you come and visit Egypt and go and see the pyramids, the most important thing is you come and see the pyramids. You visit our new our museums, the civilization one. I haven't visited it yet. I don't have time at all to go and see. But if you come, I'll make time and you go see the pyramids. I mean, it's amazing. And of course, old Cairo, which is the Islamic part, it has so much history. Because I used to take photos, I used to go down old Cairo. It makes me feel, I feel I go back in time, centuries and centuries, and just try and imagine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
so, yeah.
I've actually been to Egypt a couple of times before, and I have seen the pyramids.
All right.
In fact, Alexandria, Egypt, happens to be my second favorite city in the world.
Okay, all right.
I absolutely love it. And yes, like you said rightly, Egypt is the center of civilization.
Okay, and why does Alexandria especially? Because for me, Alexandria, I always see it as a special city in my heart, not just because I'm an Egyptian, but because it always reminds me of Greece. So I always feel that I'm in Greece, not in Egypt. It's very similar.
Well, you can stand in the shore and look at Greece in front anyway. But no, for me, I love Alexandria because of the history there as well. I love the old part of the city where the architecture the French architecture is absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
And not to forget the beautiful Mediterranean Sea right in front.
Of course, that's amazing. So I wanted to ask you if you can share with me one word or one phrase that describes you as a coach or as a person. What would it be?
As a coach or as a person, right now, after understanding everything, I will say I'm a peak performer.
Okay, that's great. So finally, what is your dream, Jamshed? What's your dream in the coming few years? Where do you want to be?
Where do I want to be? I want to be where I am now. Only difference being that I want to be able to help as many people as I possibly can.
Okay.
So that they can achieve their dreams.
That's really awesome. That's really great. I mean, it's amazing. I always love connecting with people who have the same passion of helping people and being of service to people. Because at the end of the day, at the end of our lives, the one thing that will count is our good deeds towards our fellow human beings. This is my belief. If I'm good with my fellow human beings and help whoever needs help in any way, it will always come back to me tenfold, because helping someone it always gives me a good feeling. I'm guessing it's the same with you.
Oh yes, absolutely. See, for me, apart from being a corporate peak performance coach and an author, I also happen to be a Muslim coach. So because there's a lot of taboo on the topic as well. A lot of Muslims don't want to go to a coach. They say it's all hocus pocus and all that. So I actually help people using the Quran and the Sunnah of how to make themselves better.
Okay, that's amazing. They should include that here in Egypt, Muslim coaches. I mean, that would be a good line of business.
True. But then again, it's not just for business. It's actually for genuinely wanting to help people.
Yes. Because our sheikhs and imams here in Egypt they're very good thinkers and they have lovely ideas, but they might not be easy to talk to. Not like I'm talking to you. If I want to come as a Muslim to talk to you about Islam in terms of coaching, or if you to help me, then I would feel more at ease, because you're not an imam, so you're going to explain it to me as if I need to be explained slowly, and that it's not assumed that I understand everything.
Absolutely. It's all about gaining the knowledge of the deen.
Yes, yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you, Jamshed, for today. I really was honored and really humbled that you came on our show. I'm filled with a lot of gratitude and really is such a awesome peak performer. Let me put it that way. Awesome peak performer coach.
Thank you so much, Mo, but I am the one who is honored and humbled by your invitation to come on your show today.
Thank you very much, and I hope, inshallah, we see you soon in Egypt, the land of the pharaohs, and you come and visit me, and we do amazing things in Egypt, inshallah.
Inshallah, looking forward to that.
Inshallah, thank you very much, and thank you all for listening in today's episode. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. God bless you. Be safe and be mindful.